In this class, we are going to start with free fall. Okay, so do you know what is free fall? So, any object, if it is falling, it is simply made to fall, but it is under only one force, which is gravity. So, that object is said to be free falling. So, you throw any ball, throw any apple, throw any person from some height, and if the that object is falling only under the influence of gravity, then it is said to be under free fall. Okay, so that is free fall. So whenever these para jumpers, they jump, till such time they do not open their parachutes, they are actually falling freely. So the definition of free fall: any object when falls under the influence of gravity, only under the influence of gravity, is said to be free fall, under free fall, or is said to be freely falling. We have studied which is the second law, which is F is equal to m into a, isn't it? Mass into acceleration, isn't it? This is what you've studied. Now there the acceleration was linear acceleration. Like on the road, suppose you're traveling or you're going by your car, you accelerate, okay, your car. So that acceleration is linear acceleration. But when some object is falling from in a vertical dimension, from top to bottom, or going from bottom to up, in vertically, then we remove that a and we make use of g, isn't it? So that is also acceleration. G is also acceleration, but the only difference is that acceleration is a linear acceleration. However, this g is acceleration due to gravity, which is, this acceleration is because of Earth's gravity. This g is because of Earth's gravity. I can write same equation as F is equal to m multiplied by g. I can remove that a and put g here. Now let's say I have two objects. Now suppose I have an object which is this small object. So what is the mass of this small object? Small m. Fine. Now suppose if you throw this object from certain height, the object will come down only, because it is under the influence of gravity. It will be freely falling. So let's say this object is pulled by some force F. So who is pulling the object? Gravity, isn't it? So gravity is pulling the object down, and let's say the force with which the earth is pulling this small object down is F. Okay. Similarly, let's say now we have a big size object. Let's say the mass is suppose it is 40, so let's say this is 50, or if this is 50, let's say this is 100, means the mass is different. Now if the mass is different, what do you think? Will it be pulled by the same force, or it will be pulled by slightly different force? Earth is only pulling the object, but because the mass of the object is different, the force will also be different. Okay, more the mass, more will be this force. Lesser the mass, lesser will be the force. So look at this force, and this F that you see here is actually the force with which the objects are pulled towards the earth. This force is the force with which the earth is trying to pull the object down towards itself, is the capital F here. In this case, if you divide this capital F by this force by this mass, you will get G, because of this formula. You see this formula here. What is G? G is equal to F upon m. So I'm using the same formula here in the case of the second object. In the case of the second object, your acceleration due to gravity will be the force with which it is pulled by the earth divided by its mass. Similarly, if I take the first object, the small object, again the acceleration due to gravity is equal to this force with which the object is pulled divided by this mass. Okay, so what do you think? Will this G be same in both the cases? Ratio will remain the same. See, what did I tell you? Bigger force divided by bigger mass, small force divided by small mass. So ratio is going to be the same, and G is the ratio. G will also be the same. It is something like this. Now again I have taken three objects of different mass. I am going to now show you how G is going to be the same for all the objects. Look at this. Again, bigger object will be pulled by bigger force. and this bigger object ka mass will also be big. Similarly, slightly smaller object will be pulled by small force and its mass will also be smaller. Similarly, look at this third object, very small object, just like a marble. Okay, because the mass is very small, the mass of the marble is very small, it will be pulled by a very small force. So look what is happening. As the mass is reducing, the force with which it is pulled towards the earth is also reducing. So if you divide F by m, here also F by m, here also F by m, the answer is going to be G, which is going to be same in all the case. So what is the value of G, which is going to be the same? G will come as 9.8 meters per second square. If you divide any force by its mass, you will get 9.8 meters per second square. See, so if you take an elephant and if you take the egg, okay, together and allow them to fall at the same time, which one of them will come down first? Suppose, look, out of these three examples, what did you learn? You learned that the value of G is going to be same, which is 9.8. That the G remains the same for all. They will be accelerated towards the ground with the same acceleration, which is 9.8 meters per second square. Now look at this. The question will be, if the heavy object is being pulled by more force and smaller objects are being pulled by slightly smaller force, then why do they come to the ground at the same time? Elephant will come down with a greater force, egg will come down with a smaller force, okay, and a paper will come down at a much smaller force, but all of them will fall at the same time. Why? Because, now this is the exact answer that you are going to write, because the acceleration of gravity, which is 9.8 meters per second square, is going to be the same on all the objects, and this acceleration due to gravity, is because it is same for all the objects. That's why all of them will come down onto the ground at the same time. Okay, now we are going to learn very, very important concept of mass and weight. Mass is actually the matter contained in the body. This is the object. Let's say it's a ball, okay, hollow from inside. Okay, so I take all the air out from within the ball and I make a small hole in it and I put some stones inside it. Okay, so now what is going to happen? And let's say the small ball here, here I put some cotton in it. So which is going to be heavy? In the big ball? Yeah, the big ball, because I have actually inserted some stones inside it. So mass is the matter contained in any object. Mass is the matter contained in any object. So suppose in your body, what all is there inside your body? You have some, some blood is there, you have little amount of water is there, you have the bones inside, you have the flesh inside. So in our body, all that matter which is in the body, that is your mass. Okay, the matter contained in the body. Now suppose if in the small ball I fill stones, so those stones are the matter in this ball. So that those stones are the mass, isn't it? But what is weight? Weight, as I told you in the previous slide also, if you look at this slide, weight is actually the force with which the body is pulled towards the earth. So mass has nothing to do with force. Now what we are going to do is, let's see the difference between mass and weight. Mass is the actual amount of material contained in a body. And how do we measure mass? kgs mein and in grams. Weight is the force exerted by the gravity or by the earth on that object. What is weight? Weight is equal to m into g. This force with which any body is pulled towards the earth, this F, is actually the weight of the object. Is it clear? The matter which is inside my body is the mass of my body. But what is weight? Weight is the force with which the earth is pulling me down, is the weight. Isn't it? Weight will depend on mass of the body, this mass of the body, and the acceleration due to gravity. Mass is independent of everything. Whatever is inside your body will remain the same whether you go on Mars, whether you go on Sun, whether you go on Pluto or Neptune or Uranus. Wherever you go, that mass inside your body will always remain the same. It will not change, isn't it? But look at this weight. Weight is equal to mass into acceleration due to gravity. This acceleration due to gravity is going to change. How? As long as you are on Earth, the acceleration due to gravity is going to be 9.8. But when you go on some smaller planet, like let's say planet or star or satellite like moon, if you go on moon, so there this acceleration due to gravity, it is going to be much lesser as compared to Earth. It is going to be much lesser. Weight will also be less, exactly. So suppose you go on a very huge planet, you go on Saturn, you go on Jupiter, which is much bigger than Earth. So if you land there, then if your mass is 40, but your weight is going to be more. Okay, so you need to understand mass and weight concept. This is the ball, it is pulled towards the Earth, so F is less, so weight is also here less. I can write F is equal to m into g, but this F is also, as I just told you, is also the weight of the object. Okay, so I can write F is equal to m into g. I can also write W is equal to m into g, m multiplied by g. They are the same. So what is weight? Weight of an object on the Earth will be different from its weight on the moon or any other planet. How is it going to be different? Let's see. Suppose if this is the mass, if this small red color ball that I have just shown you, if this is some object, let this mass of the object be m. So mass is going to remain same wherever you go. Now let's say if I take this mass on moon, so I take this small ball and I place the ball on the moon. Okay, so what is going to happen? Let's say that the weight of this ball when it reaches on the moon be Wm. W is the weight and m shows that this is the weight on the moon, isn't it? Okay, mass of the moon is capital M, small m, and radius of the moon be this r. When this ball is taken on moon, its weight on the moon is Wm. When this ball is on Earth, its weight is We. Why have I taken Wm and We separately? Is because the weight is going to change when the ball is taken from one planet to any other planet. Now you can write what is the universal law of gravitation that we studied. It is force is equal to G into m multiplied by m upon r square. So I am going to apply the same formula in the case of the moon first. Look at this. Now this is the first object, this is the second object. Second object is moon, first object is the ball. What is the force between them? The force between them is G multiplied by mass of the moon, which is mm, multiplied by mass of the object, small m. What is small m? Small m is the mass of the object, this object, mass, upon rm square. What is rm? Rm is the radius of the moon. I have written r here. Please write rm here, r small m. So what am I doing? I am just substituting all the values in the formula. F is equal to G into mass of the moon multiplied by mass of the object upon distance between the object and the moon. Now the object is here on the surface of the moon. So what is the distance between the moon and the object? Rm. So I will write Rm square. Now I can write this force as Wm. Why Wm? Because Wm is nothing but the weight of the object on the moon, isn't it? Weight of the object on the moon. So I can substitute, just write Wm here, because this is the weight of the object when it is taken on the moon, Wm. Similarly, If I take it to earth, can I write it like this? What is WE? WE is the weight of the object when it is taken on the earth, isn't it? So I have got two equations here. One is weight of the object when it is taken on the moon. Another one is weight of the object when it is taken on the earth. So now we will see how the weight is different. I have these two equations. I will now divide them. I will now divide them like this: Wm upon We, weight of the object on the moon divided by weight of the object on the earth. When I divide them, I will get an equation like this. So I will cancel all the common terms. What I will be left is, I will be left with this one, mass of the moon upon mass of the earth, and then this one, radius of the moon and radius of the earth. So these are the values of mass of earth and moon and radius of earth and moon. Okay, then when I substitute these values, I will get weight of that object on the moon divided by weight of the object on the earth, which is Wm by We, is equal to 1 upon 6. If you calculate using these values, you will see that everything gets cancelled. You will get 1 upon 6, which means what? Weight of the object on the moon is 1/6 of its weight on the earth. Suppose an object is 90 newtons on earth or 90 kgs on earth, then when it goes on the moon, it will be 90 divided by 6. Okay, so his weight on the moon will be much lesser. This derivation proves that the mass of every object is different when it is taken on different planets. And between earth and moon, how much is the difference? 1/6. Now look at this. There's a person who is walking on the earth, and there's a person, then the same person goes on the moon. The person at moon will weigh much lesser than on the earth. Weight on the moon will be 1/6 times the weight on the earth. Look at this slide. So suppose you are on earth, your mass is 90 kg, then your weight on the earth will be 90 multiplied by 9.8, or you can round it off and say 90 multiplied by 10, which is 900 newtons. What is the unit of weight? Newtons. What is the unit of mass? Kgs. So if your mass is 50 kgs, your mass on the moon will also be 50 kgs. But if your mass on the earth is 50 kg, then your weight on the earth will be 50 into 100, which is 500 newtons. Same if you land up on the moon, it will be 500 divided by 6. That's all. So are you able to understand what is mass, what is weight, and how they are different?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we will finish with this today. I will take up any questions if you have.